They are getting younger and younger. And it's crazy because this story that I'm bringing to you is coming off of the cusp of what just happened in Winder, Georgia, about a week and a half ago. But fortunately, it did not get to that point. So in this picture, you see an 11-year-old, yes, you see an 11-year-old boy by the name of Carlos Dorelli, who was arrested because he bragged about a kill list that he had in which he planned on committing the same type of act that was committed in Winder, Georgia. So bad, in fact, that they actually found a whole arsenal of stuff that this kid had. I mean, this kid had firearms, all types of firearms, and knives, and probably some other weapons as well. But the knives and firearms was what really stuck out when they found it. And it's crazy how much they actually found. Now, I'm not going to put the picture up here, but if you go and look the story up, they have a picture of the layout, and it's crazy to believe how an 11-year-old was able to get access to all of that. And also, in case I forgot or didn't mention it, this happened in Florida. Yes, in Ron DeSatan's Florida. Surprise, surprise. But I think what got me as far as the surprise goes is how fast they put his mugshot out there. Like, they had this picture out there immediately. Now, the reason I believe that is because, well, look at his name, Carlos Dorelli. He's not ethnically white. Opposed to when it came to the one in Winder, it took him a couple days because, of course, he's PC. But let's go ahead and get into it. A preteen Florida boy was handcuffed and thrown in county lockup after he allegedly bragged about his massive cache of weapons and plans to execute a kill list at 2 different schools. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office seized a stockpile of airsoft guns, knives, and swords after Carlos Kingston Dorelli, age 11, showed a video of his armory to his classmates and threatened violence, Sheriff Mike Chitwood alleged in a Facebook post. He had written a list of names and targets and claims it was a joke. After seeing what I saw, first off, who writes a kill list and then calls it a joke? That wasn't a joke, and I'm glad that they didn't perceive it as a joke either. For his quote-unquote joke, the sheriff slapped Dorelli with a felony charge for a written threat of mass shooting and published a video of officers leading the boy into the jailhouse with handcuffs on his wrist and ankles. They also published his mugshot along with a photo of replica assault rifles, samurai swords, and throwing stars displayed on a table like after a drug bust. The dramatic display came days after Chitwood vowed to quote-unquote perp walk kids who make prank threats amid a flood of bogus tips in the wake of the deadly shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia that left 4 dead. Every time we make an arrest, your kid's photo is going to be put out there. We're going to come and get you. We're going to put you out for public embarrassment, Chitwood said in a press conference last week after Florida authorities received 54 phony tips of impending school shootings in a single night. I bet his was in the midst of that 44. Florida isn't the only state inundated with threats to shoot up schools. On Friday, cops in Foley, Alabama nabbed 2 teens for making a terrorist threat on social media, according to local police, just days after a school in that town was placed on lockdown when a teacher overheard a student talking about having a weapon. The same day, a 12-year-old and 15-year-old were arrested in Indianapolis in 2 different cases of threats against their school district. Now, they're mentioning these stories right here that happened, and that's my first time being aware of any of those other cases. They had to lump them in with this story just to let you know, hey, it's stuff going on over here, and there's stuff going on over here. And the things they seem to have in common is all of them are teenagers. All of them. Winder, he was 14. This kid, he's 11. They just said the other ones were 12 and 15. Like I said, younger and younger. 2 12-year-olds were arrested last week in Texas, where authorities have booked at least 10 youngsters for threats of school violence in this school year alone. Chitwood at least has had enough. For the little bastards out there who think this is funny, ha ha ha, you want to get on social media, you ain't that smart, you're getting caught. Oh yeah, he's definitely fed up because he called them little bastards. He said, I got to step out of my professional narrative and say and tell it like it is, but he ain't lying. They are some little bastards, some little wannabe terroristic bastards. Let's literally call it what it is. But thankfully, they were able to capture this little, let's call him what he is, this little thug right here. And the biggest question that a lot of people have had as pertaining to this story is, where are the parents? Because I just finished the article and nowhere is it in here mentioned about his parents. Now, my thing is this. With this going on right here, granted, yes, fortunately he didn't go out and commit what he was going to do, but he had a list, then claimed it was a joke. Do not take it lightly. Are they going to go after his parents or parent, because he could be raised by a single parent, but I don't know, in the same way that they did with the one in Winder, which I'm glad they did. Because again, how in the world did this 11-year-old get access to all of that? I mean, y'all wait till y'all see the actual picture. Like I said, I can't show it on here, but wait till y'all see the actual picture itself. When they said it looks like a drug bust, they weren't lying. Like, they had a whole table, like I'm just kind of describing to you, they had a whole table spread out of all the weapons that they found that was in his possession. How did he get all of that? That's why they need to look into the parents, or the parent, whoever his guardian is. That's who they need to look into, and that's who they need to investigate. And once they do that, they need to arrest them too, just like they did him. Like, even though he didn't go out and commit what he was planning to do, or what he claimed to be joking about, which I would not take as a joke, because who jokes about that? They need to go and get them, regardless. Because he could not have gotten all of that on his own. There's no way. Someone had to have gotten that for him. Someone who was of legal age to get that for him. He's definitely not legal by any sense of the word. And like I said, they're getting younger and younger. He's only 11. Only 11. With the mindset that he has. And again, it's another non-black person, so they can't try to throw that one onto us.